Alright, here's my SuperCub. I'm over here at the Motel 6 in Bangor. Bangor, whatever, Maine. So I just changed my air filter. Here's the old one. So right now the bike has 80,000 miles. I think it's 60 something. So just over 80,000 miles. The air filter surprisingly looks really clean. If this was my Elite, man, this thing would be completely dirty at 8,000 miles. But this thing looks really clean, but I'm gonna change it anyways, just because I have two extra ones that I bought, so I'm changing one out. I think I'm not sure if I want to keep this one or not. Nah, I'm gonna toss it. So the other thing that I'm gonna change is my spark plug. So this is actually, let's look at the original spark plug. So this is the original spark plug that came on the bike. I took this off right at the dealership when I bought it in Arkansas. And blow out out this lint down here. So here you see the electrode. It looks nice and sharp. All right, nice and sharp on the electrode, and on the ground end it looks okay too. Right, that looks nice and sharp too. And this is the one that I put in at the dealership from brand new. And it's a Iridium Plug. And you can tell by the small pointy end, right? So it's Iridium, but it's also, this is a Denso. This is a Denso, and this is an NGK. Besides being the Iridium, it's also it's a cooler running plug, meaning it's meant for higher speeds, higher ambient temperature. And this one is the normal speed, normal ambient, like in the, I don't know, just normal 70-80 degrees ambient temperature. This one is like in the 90s, in the triple digits. Or if you're running wide open throttle all day long, this is the one to use. So anyways, so let's look at it. So color wise, it looks okay, right? It looks alright, see that? So it looks okay. It doesn't look rich. It's definitely not rich, and it doesn't look really lean either. I think part of the reason why it doesn't look as lean is because the air filter is getting dirtier. But anyway, so let's go back to it. See this focus there. So let's look at the negative end of the electrode. Look at the negative end and look at how the shape of it. See how squared off it is, or lack thereof. On this side, right? Look at that side, right? And on this side, it's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but you can actually see this side is actually not as sharp, or it's not as square anymore. So it's becoming more of an edge, more of a point now. It's it's basically it got eroded. The negative side got eroded. The positive side still looks okay. The gap looks like it got a little bit bigger than it should be. Let's look at the new one. This new one here. Oh, come on. Nope. Can't get focused any more than that. This new one here. Let's see if the spot where my hand is clean so you can see it a little better. This new one here, you can see it's a lot sharp. It's a lot more square. The square edge is sharper. See that? Right there, nice and squared edge, sharp. This one, on the other hand, it's all kind of rounded out. Oh, you see the left side of the ground. It's there's less material there. See, sort of tail on this side too. You see it's a little bit thinner. So we put it on. No, that's not a good spot. Maybe it's dark surface right here. Oops, wrong one. It's kind of hard to put on the asphalt. Put on the asphalt and see. Okay. So looking at that, you can see the gap on the old one is bigger than the new one. Right? The gap got bigger because the ground on the old one is wearing out, basically. It looks like the electrode itself, the center point, you know, the iridium point, it still looks okay, but it's the ground that's worn out. So I'm gonna toss this one. Well, I'm actually probably not gonna toss it. I'm gonna yeah, you know what, I'm gonna toss it because I have this one right here too. So I was gonna say, just in case if this one goes bad or whatever, I still have one I could use. But especially on a road trip, it's a good idea to keep the old one just in case, because it's still working. Same with the air filter, but I think I'm gonna chance it and toss these two and put on the new Iridium, save the original plug again, and we'll see. Yeah, so I already did the air filter change. This is kind of a pain to get out because as you take this out, the fender's in the way, so you kind of have to sort of like pull it out, and putting it in was kind of like that too. You have to like kind of push it back in because it got hung up because the spacer here is really tight. So now I got the spark plug out, the old one out. So the reason why I did that is because I'm gonna do a valve adjustment. So I got my little peak coal and crank, so that way I can turn it, spin it to the top dead center, and I could I still need to take off the valve cover and check that. But anyways, so this is basically my maintenance for the beginning of the Scooter Cannonball. Today is Sunday. Scooter Cannonball starts tomorrow, so I still have 50 more miles to go before I get to the starting line. And you know, today's Sunday, so this is basically the last free day that I have to do this before the start tomorrow. And you don't want to do this on the start. It's like because you know, you want to start, get going, get moving at 7 o'clock. So right now it's like 7:30 or whatever it is. So you don't want to, you want to do everything beforehand, obviously. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish off the maintenance here. That's I lubed my chain yesterday night, so I'm okay there. I just need to check the adjustment of the chain, see how loose it is. This new chain I got, this NGK, and excuse me, not NGK, this DID ER 420 chain seems to be holding up a lot better than the stock chain. I really haven't need to adjust it since I put it on, and I have I think I already have, how many miles do I have on it already? I think I already have like about 1,000 miles on it already, and it seems to be holding up really well. So anyways, so that's the update. So this is this is the maintenance before the start of the Scooter Cannonball, which is tomorrow morning. All right, thanks for watching. All right, so I'm all done with going over the bike. So I replaced the air filter, replaced the spark plug. I checked the valves. The valves were perfect. I was really surprised. You know, I did almost 5,000 miles. I think I did 40. Let's see, actually, what's my mileage right now? I left at 3865, I believe, 36. So almost 5,000 miles. You know, another 250 miles or so. Another 250 miles, it'll be 5,000 miles. And the valves are still in spec. And I was, you know, all this time I've been riding all day. You know, 9 to 12 hours or so, something like that. 9-10 hours, whatever it is. Wide open throttle, so the valves are still in spec, so that's good. I did adjust the chain a little bit. I half a turn on the adjustment nut. This is a new chain, NGK. It only has about 1,000 miles on it. I put it in in Syracuse. So Syracuse to Bar Harbor, and I didn't go directly to Bar Harbor. You know, or actually I'm not even here at Bar Harbor yet. I still have another 50 miles to go. But I was, you know, zigzagging around, doing some loops and stuff. So did about 1,000 miles on that. So that needed a little bit of adjustment. So that's normal. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh yeah, I changed the spark plug, and I think I mentioned that already. And I checked my clutch adjustment, and that was okay. Actually, I screwed up, and I forgot. This is a 14 millimeter. For some reason, I was thinking it was a 12 millimeter, so I forgot to bring a 14 millimeter box wrench. And you can't turn this nut without holding the screw in here. So if you don't hold that screw, you turn this nut, the screw will turn too, and the adjustment will be off. So that's why you need a box wrench, or at least an open wrench. So I didn't have one, so I had to, you know, I'm at the hotel right now. This fella's over here in the white van. They had some vice grips, so I used some vice grips to turn this. So I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store real quick and get a 14 millimeter box wrench to make sure it's torqued properly, because I didn't want to use the vice grip too hard, because it'll start stripping this. So I have just enough. I think that it should hold on for a few miles until I get to the hardware store. Besides that, I think this is pretty much good to go. I think the only thing I need to do now is just check the tire pressure. I should have checked the pressure a little bit earlier. Now the sun's on here, it's warming it up. Let's see. Oh, it's still not too warm, so it's okay. It should be all right. Yeah, I guess I should look over the brakes real quick too. That's about it. Otherwise, this thing is pretty much done, ready to go. All right, thanks for watching. All right, so here I am at Walmart. Just got a bottle of Walmart oil, Air Cool 2050. That's what you want. And I'm changing the oil. I think I have about 4,800 miles since I last changed the oil before I left. And before I left, I also put in a new oil drain plug, a magnetic one, and you can see all this. Look at all the garbage on there. Holy schmoly, that's a lot of metal. Man, that's a ton of metal. Look at that. It's crazy. Let's wipe that off real fast and see how much is actually there. That's a crazy amount. I think that's the one of the most I've ever seen. It's like a glob or something. Look at that. It's like a whole glob. There's the bare piece right there. All right. So that was a lot of garbage, wasn't it? Right, let's get rid of this sealing washer. All right, so let me try to brace this on the bottle real fast and just wipe this down. Okay, so get rid of this piece right here. I have a replacement for that. But anyways, so there's the oil, and along the way, this is how much I used up. Whatever this was, I started out as full. Then I think on the third day, I saw that it was low. It was at the low mark. And today is day what? I think today's day 12 or day 13, whatever it is. Anyways, it's 4,800 miles basically. So 4,800 miles. And this is a 1 liter, I think. No, 1 quart. Excuse me, 1 quart. So 1 quart is, I think, 32 ounces. So it was probably about right here where the top out is. So 32, 20. So I used up 12 ounces. Actually, I didn't use up 12 ounces because I also used some of this oil for my chain as well. Before I got any chain oil, I probably used at least an ounce or two on my chain from this, because I was just pouring straight, and I lost a lot of oil that way. So let's call it. So there was 32 ounces. So let's say I used 2 ounces for the chain, and the other 10 ounces I used for the engine. So 4,800 miles, used up 10 ounces, and that's riding this thing wide open throttle every day. Wide open throttle as fast as I could go, and you can see the oil is pretty damn dirty. Pretty dirty. So this oil in here is what oil am I using here? This oil in here is mostly Motul, which I forgot what number it is. Motul has a bunch of different numbers. I forget which number it was. I think it was a 6700 or 6800 or whatever it is. It's the ester. It's the 10W60 synthetic ester base. So I'm gonna replace it with whatever I have left in this AMSOIL. I have no idea if this is ester base or what. Supposedly AMSOIL is pretty good, so I'm gonna use all of this, and I'm gonna obviously need more than 20 ounces. Then the rest of it I'm gonna fill up with this. Again, Air Cool mainly. Air Cool, and both of these are good for wet clutches. So that's a Jazzo MA2. That's a wet clutch. Yeah. So anyways, I'll leave it at that.